In an eerie forest, just before the beginning of Little Nightmares 2, Six is being chased down by the Hunter, one of the many monsters inhabiting this world. During the chase, her eyes fall upon a young boy sitting high up in the trees. For a short moment, both of them stare at each other, curiously. Suddenly, the Hunter appears again and captures Six, taking her towards his cabin. As Mono, in his typical good guy fashion, feels responsible for Six's capture, he follows after them, trying to save Six out of the Hunter's hands. Throughout the course of the game, we are often left to be responsible for Six. We are holding her hand, comforting her as we lead her through the many nightmares we encounter on our journey. During our adventure, we have to save Six multiple times. First, from the grasp of the Hunter, right at the beginning of the game. Then, in the school, from the mischievous porcelain bullies. And later on, we also save her from the Thin Man and from herself. Although the last time we saved Six might be interpreted differently by her than by the player or even Mono. Us having to save Six so many times makes us really want to take care of her, especially because we are the ones who are leading her, this apparently so innocent child, through those nightmares. Another major factor in our relationship with Six is that she is always dependable. If it is us needing her help to cross a chasm, get places we couldn't reach alone, or fight back against the monsters pursuing us, Six is there to help us out. This co-dependability is what makes Six and Mono such a great team and us so enamored by her. Mono's ability to call out for Six is a perfect example of how to implement this technique. Making a character react to the player's needs and subsequently fulfilling them is a surefire way of making them popular. After being through so many adventures together, we get a greater sense of relatability towards Six. After all, we have always been in the same boat as her, running away from the monsters, fighting to survive, hiding from all kinds of dangers. Sometimes together and sometimes alone. In a world full of monsters, we, the children, are the only normal looking people. Maybe beside the lady and the Thin Man, but we are not here to talk about them today. Sharing a past and having similar looks makes us much more inclined to like Six. Sharing is caring after all. Throughout this adventure with Six, we got a much better understanding of who she is as a person. That goes especially for those who have played the predecessor as well. So when the game goes on, we come upon a few moments in which Six, who was earlier portrayed as this innocent child, is not acting like she should be. We first notice this when she fights back against one of the bullies in the school and viciously kills him with her bare hands. At first, one might mistake that as bravery, Six finally standing up for herself, but the truth is much more sinister. This becomes more clear later on in the hospital, when she cracks the fingers of one of those prosthetic hands. And after you defeated the doctor, she warms her hands by the fire that is burning him alive. Now, there are multiple reasons why Six could act like that. The first one is an internal character arc, Six slowly becoming corrupted by the world, the signal tower, or the evil monsters surround and the things she has seen. Or maybe this has always been a part of Six, that she has hidden behind her innocent demeanor and only lets out when she feels safe, which is the case when she is around with Mono. Because this is not a theory video, I'll leave the choice up to you, but for the sake of explaining this technique, I'll be going with the second option, that Six has internally always been this way. So, throughout the game, 6 used this mask of innocence to hide her cruel, indifferent behavior, but these odd moments give away her true colors, foreshadowing her betrayal of Mono. It is somewhat ironic then that 6 was later on turned into a monster, while her outward appearance was finally matching who she was on the inside. Her mind also completely changed to the opposite end, becoming very docile and calm. After finishing the game, you feel many layers of emotions towards 6. Some conflicting each other, like the sense of caring for her and the mistrust after her betrayal, but also some of guilt or pleasant reminiscence. This amount of emotions you feel gives a lot more depth towards 6's character, and many find themselves trying to explain who the real 6 is. The 6 we love and cherish, who helps us when there's no one else to depend on, or the 6 who dropped us into the darkness, leaving us alone for years. Us trying to explain her actions is proof of the game having created a character that seems like a real person to us, a character we love and care for. There's of course a lot more techniques used to make 6's character come to life, but those were some that I found to be the most prominent and applicable to other games or stories. That being said, I hope you liked watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked the video, and if not, I always welcome positive criticism. Until then, see you in the next one.